This FA Youth Cup fixture, two teams going head-to-head for a place in the quarter-finals. Well, for Manchester United, they come into this game high in confidence after that Derby Day victory against Manchester City on Saturday. And head coach Darren Fletcher has made two changes from that one. So let's take a closer look at the teams. Bendito, Manato and Jim Thwaites are the two who return to the starting 11. McAvoy and Ajayi both dropped to the bench. Chido Obi scored the decisive goal in extra time against Derby County in the last round. He was also on the score sheet against City on Saturday, as was JJ Gabriel, who became the youngest player to score for Manchester United in Youth Cup history on the 9th of December, netting at just 15 years and 2 months against Peterborough. Now, as for Oxford, they currently sit 6th in the Youth Alliance League with 6 wins in their last 7. They beat Colchester 2-1 in a last round of the Youth Cup and come into this one on the back of a 2-1 win over Newport. They named 2 changes which sees goalkeeper Harry Jones and defender Woodley Osborne come into the side, replacing Will Jackson and Harley Gardner. So, a place in the quarter-final awaits the winner of this one, and for Manchester United, it could be one step closer to recreating the success of 2022. Your commentary team for this one, Ben Thornley, is alongside Liam Bradford.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, we'll let you retreat to somewhere warm. 2 degrees and snowing at the Kassam Stadium. It is not the warmest in Oxford this evening, but Manchester United's Young Reds looking to make it through to the next round of the FA Youth Cup. And after a brilliant win at the City Football Academy on Saturday, you wouldn't put it past them. They were absolutely fantastic against Manchester City, the league leaders, at the weekend. They'll be hoping to carry a little bit of that form into this game. Alongside me, former Manchester United Academy graduate Ben Thornley, and the Young Reds have been brilliant this season, and another opportunity to get a marker down against Oxford tonight.
Yeah, it looks like another really good cup run so far. I think it's safe to say that we haven't seen them hit their best form. They obviously did that, or close to, in the Manchester Derby at the weekend, and what a way to prepare for an FA Youth Cup tie. 2
things to talk about. One is the weather, the second one is the pitch. One is making the other worse as we go through this evening, but it's never nice to play with driving sleety snow in your eyes, but equally, looking at the centre of the pitch there under Dan Armour's feet, you can see that there are parts of the pitch that are going to be a little bit sticky. How will that impact the game, Ben?
Well, it will. I don't think there's any question, especially if it, well, I think it's already, the precipitation's already come down enough for that to play an important factor. You have to do the basics, like make sure you've got the right footwear on. Just something like that could cost you a goal, for example, a little slip. So, yeah, they will have to be very sure-footed, especially when you come to the latter stages of the game, when your legs are tired and the pitch inevitably will cut up.
Rolled the dice early there, haven't you, and gone with precipitation rather than snow?
I'm surprised I got it out, to be fair.
I did think that it was a bit of a roll of the dice early in the game for Ben Thornley, but it's come off like a cheeky lollipop as you enter the penalty area. He's gone early and he's got away with it. Manchester United have turned Oxford United around, so we will play in the opposite direction. If you've never been to the Kassam Stadium before, there is one end of the ground totally open. It's basically a horseshoe, and then a car park at the other end. And originally, what do you think that they called the end of the ground where the car park is, Ben?
The horseshoe end?
No, it's the car park end, but nice try. Yeah. So I served it up on a plate for you.
If you'd have said the precipitation end,
that would have been even better. I mean, he's rolled the dice again, and he's nailed it for the second time. Excellent work from Ben Thornley. It's going to be Oxford United to get us underway in this FA Youth Cup 5th round fixture between Manchester United and Oxford United. Jack Lee standing over the ball. All black boots on for Lee. As we wait for the referees, checking with his assistants now. And we are underway. And it is going to be Oxford United in possession to start with. One of the real highlights for Manchester United in that game against City at the weekend was just how hard everybody worked off the ball. And it's not to say that that hasn't happened at various stages this season. Chance maybe in behind here, slid all the way across. That was an opportunity for Oxford United, and they may not get too many of those this evening. That was gilt-edged.
Well, there is the first warning shot for United, that they have pace down the flanks. I think it was it Masanga showing a clean pair of heels there to Yul Halafu, and it was a really good ball across. Anybody that has gambled there and gets a toe, and Oxford take an early lead, but just an early warning sign.
Often the game preceding the midweek fixture in the FA Youth Cup gives us an idea of how this Manchester United side are going to play in these games. Yul Halafu spending an awful lot of time during that game against City in front of the back four. Not quite inverted, but certainly playing as a sweeper in midfield, and you can see him tracking to the edge of the centre circle now. This is Dan Armour in possession. Comes forward to Jim Thwaites, who played 45 minutes against City at the weekend, came on at half-time. Kukonki, who did so well with Noah Ajayi just in front of him against Manchester City. The interplay between the two of them, excellent. Godwill Kukonki's physicality could be absolutely crucial for Manchester United this evening. Dan Armour. Going to go back to Byrne Hughes. Welcome along if you're joining us for your first taste of academy football this season on MUTV. I know that these games draw people in. One of the things that you will see from Cameron Byrne Hughes, the Manchester United goalkeeper, is absolute calmness with the ball at his feet.
You were talking about how the pitch can have an impact with the players. It can also have an impact with the ball. You know, you need to make sure that your passes are fired in, and anything going back to the goalkeeper, don't play them in between the posts.
United win the throw in. Yeah, absolutely, and you can see how sticky it's starting to look in the centre of the field at the Kassam Stadium. It's going to be one of those evenings where you've got to make sure that your passes along the ground are right. That's a good one. Out to the right-hand side, and Bendito Mantato with a lovely bit of footwork for United. Wriggles away from the first challenge, gets the pass away to the right-hand side too. Back from Halafu. Finds Albert Mills. Halafu again to Dan Armour. Jim Thwaites showing in midfield. Excellent receiving the ball in those tricky situations. Kukonki comes back to Armour. Across to Mills. United just taking the sting out of the game, aren't they, with a spell of possession?
Yeah. That's the right way to do it.
Very much how they played against City on Saturday. Lovely crossfield ball to Junior Brown. Back to Kukonki.
Nicely taken as well out the air.
Positive again from Manchester United. Brown. Comes back to Thwaites. Scored a peach of a free kick.
Yeah.
At the weekend.
It was.
Jimmy Thwaites, another one to add to the highlight reel for him. Does love a dead ball situation. Something of a specialist now for this young academy side. Thwaites to Kukonki. Kukonki's left foot, he crosses a good one. Bent into the penalty area. Away at the back post.
Great ball. Played into a really good area with decent pace, and when a defender is going to meet it there on the half volley, they have to be so precise. A number of times you see balls like that fired into the box and sliced into their own goal. Good ball.
It is a filthy night at the Kassam Stadium. You can see, we get those player close-ups, just how uncomfortable the conditions are. Mills comes back to Armour. Godwill Kukonki putting that cross into the ball a couple of minutes ago. He actually came up with an assist on Saturday. Put the ball over the top for Chido Obi to bring down and slot home. Halafu, was a clear pull of the shirt, but the referee is allowing play to continue.
Yeah, United just frustrating Oxford United at the moment.
Ruby pressing, causing problems for Collins. Yeah, ball is given away. McCormack brings it down. Obi to Mantato. Mantato into the penalty area, drives for the byline, checks back, dinks one out. Chido Obi with the header. Just caught him unawares, I think. Tried to wrap his head around it. Couldn't quite arc his head in the right manner, and it's wide of the mark.
Yeah, decent bit of wing play though from Mantato. Just when you think he's going to cross it, he checks back with a little Cruyff. Probably not quite the power on the cross for him to direct it with his head, Chido Obi, but a decent effort nonetheless.
I think that's probably why he's sort of contorted himself like that, isn't it? Obi, he's trying to generate the power. Meanwhile, counter-attack coming from Oxford United. Shot comes in at the near post, and Abalada very nearly tucking that inside the post.
Well, it's clever, and I think that you can tell by his body position that he could see how far Cameron Byrne-Hughes had gone across his goal in anticipation that he was going to try and pick somebody else out towards the back post, and he tries to draw it back to the near post, and he was only a few inches wide.
I think we give a little bit of credit to Dan Armour there for holding his ground. If he'd backed off at all, it would have opened it up even more for him. Thwaite looking to get the ball out to the right-hand side, skips off the surface. Out of play.
That's in the opening 5 or 6 minutes, that the two wide men for Oxford just showing that, you know, they're here to compete and to get through to this quarter-final as well. They're here on merit.
Big coat weather for Darren Fletcher. Taken a little while to retrieve that ball, hasn't it, over on the far side. Osborne looking to take the throw-in. Bouncing ball is headed clear by Armour. Generates good power on that, and then Obi looks for the flick on. And immediately gets his sprint in to try and close down the goalkeeper. Here comes the press for Manchester United. Dangerous this. Yeah, and it causes problems. Goalkeeper has no choice but to just get something on it and get it away. Harry Jones very nearly caught out by that Manchester United effort.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best of ball back to him either. He sort of seemed to have to dig it out and didn't get any direction on it at all. I think he was just grateful that it was going somewhere to safety.
All of that starts with just a piece of effort from Chido Obi. Has no right to really get hold of that ball, but because he charges towards the goalkeeper, just puts a bit of panic across the defence. Armour back in field to Mills. Albert Mills, who's into his 15th game in all competitions, 16th game in all competitions for the Under-18s this season. Thwaites escapes the challenge, finds McCormack. Out to Mantato. 2 goals and 2 assists for Bendito Mantato this season. Gabriel. Halafu. Highly rated right back, and as I say, inverts very well. Finds Gabriel in a good position here. Gabriel with the decent turn, looks to get the left footer away. Drops on the edge of the penalty area for Jim Thwaites, who looks to put the laces through it, doesn't he? Blocked on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, a couple of decent strikes and a couple of good blocks as well. I must admit, it is a night for striking balls from the edge of the area, especially if you can hit a couple of daisy cutters or shots that are just landing in front of the keeper. It'd be very awkward for them. Don't be afraid of taking a shot on when the gap opens up.
It's a night for a long-range skidder rather than a floaty one.
Yeah.
Mantato does brilliantly. Halafu dinks up the cross. Chance at the back post, maybe just over the top of everyone. Comes through to Kukonki. Finds Thwaites. Thwaites reapplies the ball into the box, but straight at the goalkeeper, Harry Jones. Wasn't a million miles away from finding Obi.
Oh.
He just turned uncomfortably inside the penalty area, potentially. Yeah, looks like he might be just a little bit sore, Osborne.
I wasn't really, I didn't see how he went down, what the incident was.
If you are watching on YouTube this evening, welcome along. Nice to have you. The ball is into the feet of Bendito Mantato. Early cross thought about by McCormack. That's a lovely turn from Halafu. Gets the ball into Mantato. Mantato with a great turn. Opens up. Brilliant stop. And it needed to be as well. Had to get two hands to it. But it's lovely football from United down the right-hand side.
Yeah, they worked themselves out of a tight corner on that right-hand side. It's a good ball inside from Halafu. Just there, I was expecting a shout for Mantato to leave the ball. Gabriel right behind him. But it was a good strike anyway.
It's a great turn from him as well.
It was.
Thwaites with the delivery. Header! Oh! Towering from Albert Mills. Edge of the 6-yard box, powered home, and Manchester United lead. Great cross, better header from Albert Mills.
Well, you can't say that they've not deserved it. They've dominated in these opening 11, 12 minutes. And a flighted ball to the 6-yard. Nobody jumped with him at all. But he still had to punch that. Not literally, obviously. But he did with his head. And before the keeper can really react, he's looking behind him and seeing it hit the onion bag. And it's a really good start for United. A really good header from the centre-half.
It's a towering header, isn't it? Just head and shoulders above everyone. Hits the target, applies the power. The celebrations match the finish from Albert Mills. First goal of the season, I think, for Albert Mills.
But when you see him rise to head a ball like that, it is quite a surprise that he's only scored. Now that's his only goal. But I'm sure if it helps United en route to the quarter-final of the FA Youth Cup, he will take it and see if he can better that in later rounds.
He's been penalised for that little shove in the back of the Oxford United midfielder, so will be a free kick for the home side. Rain continues to tumble. Delivery is now in. Surely that is offside. As soon as Callum Doyle makes any contact with any Manchester United player, surprised the flag hasn't gone up. Chidowobi brings this under control. It's hit away to Kokonki. Kokonki goes early, gets it all the way across the box, and Gabriel was lurking at the back post. It's well cut out by Albie Collins. Is that a back pass?
Well, that's exactly what I was just about to say to you. I don't think you could get any more of a blatant back pass than that.
I mean, it did look that way, didn't it?
Without any question.
He's had a play over on the far side for a United throw-in. The only thing I can think is if it didn't come off the foot. If it came off the knee, that would be okay, wouldn't it? But it looked like it had come off the foot.
I think it did come off the foot. I mean, he actually controlled it really, really well back into the goalkeeper's path. I don't blame the defender. It's the goalkeeper that should really have been penalised, because he knew that he shouldn't really have picked that up, but the referees allowed it to happen. Or I should say the officials have.
Odd. The ball has been miscontrolled by Rafe McCormack from the throw-in. Immediately out of play. Thumped clear. Well, that's just a little bit of a lunging tackle, wasn't it, from Abalada?
I think there was an infringement before that. Kokonki just grabbed him a bit. I think that's what the referee's blown for.
Yeah.
I think by the looks of things, Oxford do want to try and work the ball into the wide areas if they're going to cause problems from what we've seen so far, which admittedly has been very little. Well, the problem is for them that United have been that dominant that they've just not been able to get any passages together in the United half.
Chance may be coming here for Oxford United. Cut out well on the edge of the box by Thwaites, and then thump clear, Gabriel. Comes back down the line to Halafu. Return to Cameron Byrne-Hughes. United, with that goal advantage, can continue to be patient, can't they? Earned the right to do that. And in fact, that's what worked for them, to give themselves the opener. Find the right opening to take advantage of. Halafu sees the gap, turns well. Jim Thwaites. Crossfield ball. It was towards Bendito Mantato. It's well covered in the end by Osborne to knock it out of play over on the far side. Mantato just put under a little bit of pressure. And is it Messinga over on that far side, just forcing him out of play?
Yeah, he probably just needed to move himself a little bit further away from Halafu, just to give him that extra little bit of time to take his touch and play it back or shield it and wait for something else to happen.
Halafu looks to get rid of that one. It comes off Messinga and had a play for a throw in which they take quickly. If you are watching on the Manchester United YouTube channel, welcome along. Plenty of content on there for you, including all of the latest episodes of Inside Carrington. This week, the Ivorian Ahmad joined us, and you can have a listen to that because he explains what the snazzy gold jacket was all about. And if you've not seen those clips yet, they're available for you on YouTube as well. Something to go and have a look at half-time. If you don't want to go looking for it, don't worry, we'll bring you a clip of the Ahmad podcast at the break as well. If you are double screening this evening, of course, head yourself over to the Twitter account, because opportunity to get your questions in for Brian and Bumo and Joshua Zirkzee. We're having a chat with them on next week's edition of Inside Carrington. We're going to put your questions to those two first-team players. You can find it on the Manchester United X account. Meanwhile here, we've got a player that's been caught in the face. It's Mubarak Abalada, who's just suffering a little bit, so we are going to have a break in play. He has left the field. He's receiving the treatment at the bottom of your screen there. He's going to allow a little bit of tactical information to be passed to the Oxford United team.
Again, I'm not really too sure how that happened either, but he's obviously got a problem with maybe a bit of blood in his mouth, on the bottom of his nose. Looks like his lip.
Yeah, do you think he's just been caught potentially?
Kind of,
oh, that's
yeah,
where it is.
Yeah,
just,
he did, yeah.
Steps into the challenge just as the arm comes out from Brown. It is a racing incident, I think. Just one of those things that happens.
Yeah.
Have a right to protect the ball.
I'm certain he will be okay to continue. It's just protocol, isn't it, if there is any blood these days.
Absolutely the case.
No more Terry Butchers out there.
Gabriel brings that down, bursts into the penalty area, looks to get there. It is well cleared in the end. Gabriel just thought for a moment that he might have a chance. Brown waits for McCormack. Forward to Thwaites. Thwaites dispossessed legally. United rushing to get back into position as the ball is out with Mo Messinga. He's done well here, Messinga, into the penalty area. Halafu stayed with him. Well, everything was good, wasn't it, until the cross.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure, because when he did that in the first minute or so, he fired a lovely ball across the 6-yard box. But that was just a little bit wild after finding himself in a similar position.
Well, the multi-ball system is not quite as multi as it could be, so we're having to go and fetch some of these balls that are going flying out of play. This is Rafe McCormack. Played so well, didn't he, in the last round against Derby County. United haven't had it all their own way in the early stages of this competition. I think they'll probably be aware of that as this game continues. Switch from Armour is intercepted. Thwaites closing down, so too Chido Obi, helped out by Junior Brown. Back to the goalkeeper again. Kokonki fires into the challenge. Good first time ball to Gabriel. Gabriel looking to feed that into the feet of Obi. Just puts too much on it.
Now, the goalkeeper did obviously better this time with his pass out, but the problem was that the players down this left-hand side in red shirts, they'd all anticipated where it was going, and they were on top of the full-back straight away. Palmer Flint. And dispossessed him.
Scored an own goal in the last round against Colchester. In fact, that game had 3 goals in it. All of them scored by Oxford United. 2-1 victory for them in the last round against the U's. He's on halfway with Palmer Flynn.
Good teamsmanship, that. Let's talk about people helping out. Kokonki there just going to ground, and Junior Brown up behind him, ready to dispossess.
Been impressed with the work rate from Chido Obi early in this one as well. Very, very similar to how he played on Saturday. Getting those short sprints in to really close players down across the back when the time's right.
Yeah, that is the key as well. When the time's right, you don't want to just aimlessly be running from side to side. And he seems to have really mastered this, when to go and the angle to go at, so that it gives his teammates the opportunity as well, coming up either side of him or behind him.
It's the goal scorer Mills that gets the ball away. Armour across to Kokonki. The highlights of watching Godwill Kokonki is how quickly he can cover the ground, and you saw it, didn't you, just a couple of minutes ago when he flew into that challenge behind Junior Brown. Just sort of gobbles up 10 yards and about 3 strides. Challenge from Manato is escaped by Masinga. All the way across to Abalada. Again, it's the ground that is covered by Kokonki that allows Manchester United to get away. And that is Brown. Takes 2 or 3 on the outside, then slides it across to Chido Obi. Good turn from the Dane into the penalty area, just blocked off here. Ball's going to go out of play. He thinks it should be a corner. Referee thinks otherwise.
Good run from Junior Brown down this near side. And then quite a clever little ball, flicking inside. I didn't know whether Chido Obi might have sent it on one more.
He's got
I think he played it off his heel, but onto the Oxford shin, didn't he?
I think
he
so.
Got that one wrong there, the referee.
I say, he's certainly got a claim. It's a good header. Halafu just has to take on Osborne on that far side. Referee decides that's come off the Manchester United foot. It's out by Craymond. Chance for Chido-Obi again. And again, it's just effort from Chido-Obi, isn't it? Closing up that gap. Covering the ground. Causing the turnover.
Yeah, he did really well. At one point there, I thought he was actually favourite to intercept that.
Always got to be careful when you're going into tackles like that with a goalkeeper, haven't you? They are protected.
They are a protected species, you're right, yeah.
Just slows himself down and tries to force the error. It does very well in the end. United keep hold of the ball. Dan Armour. Manato. Halafu. Flag stays down against Yul Halafu, despite Ben's flag going up alongside me.
I thought he just might have. I thought he just might have strayed, but
I always think if you
told you I'll get one wrong.
Yeah. Just think if you can get in the assistant referee's way, you stand a good chance, don't you? Jim Thwaites with the cross, turn behind corner. He can't see through you, can he?
No.
You see. Let's get somebody to stand right in front of him. Another good cross from Jim Thwaites, forcing Collins to ship it behind.
Yeah, and vent his frustration as well at the same time.
United scored from the last corner from this side.
I think that probably might have been why.
The train of defenders on the penalty spot. Rangy, all of them. Thwaites trying to find one of them. Back post it goes, Kokonki's head goes up, chance maybe! It's lifted over the bar. Well, Chido-Obi from close range was having to fight through 2 or 3 players, wasn't he? He can't get the shot on target.
No, there was a little bit more height on this, but... Oh, he did, yeah. I think it was won by an Oxford header. An Oxford head, I should say. Maybe it just caught him a little bit by surprise.
It's come off his shin, hasn't it?
Yeah, didn't get a chance to control it properly.
Fights for that, brings it down well, Chido-Obi. Then finds Brown on the edge of the box. Brown goes the other way, bends one goalwards. Loose ball inside the area is going to be cleared away. It's brilliant again from Manchester United, though, causing problems for Harry Jones.
And there's that one I was talking about earlier, about just landing it in front of the goalkeeper. And I have to say, he makes the save, but he doesn't deal well with it at all. He could quite easily have put that straight back into the path of Chido-Obi, who was on rushing. They've got away with one, Oxford, but...
Got a couple of defenders to thank, hasn't he, the goalkeeper.
Not switching off and making sure they've gone with them, which is what a defender should do, but goalkeeper's not really helped him out there, I don't think. But they can be awkward in conditions like this when you're just landing them in front.
Thwaites again. Going to look for one of that gaggle of players inside the box. Out swinging delivery. It's Mills that gets there again. Chance for Kokonki. Blocked off the line. It's another corner.
Well, they're not dealing at all well with these corners. Albert Mills nearly got his head on a second one there. Just comes off his back, and as it comes out to Kokonki.
It's a good block, isn't it? Jack Lee, I think, that gets there. Striker back and doing his defensive duties.
Centre forward being useful in both boxes.
Thwaites again. Near post, Kokonki tries to hook one behind him. That would have been spectacular from the left back. Wide of the mark.
Really, to make the contact that he did extremely well, because it was quite a way behind him.
Short one. Look how many Manchester United players are there. They've come unstuck. Chido-Obi with the effort. It's over the bar. Well, that's the danger, isn't it, of playing it short inside the penalty area with 2 or 3 red shirts on the edge of the box, Ben.
Well, I mean, they've had no joy whatsoever. I genuinely don't understand this, and especially with the way the pitch is and the way that United closed down so quickly, and they're really playing with fire at the moment, Oxford, because that could quite easily, well, it could quite easily have been another 2 or 3 goals in the last couple of minutes with the corners and the chances, and they've gifted him another one.
Chance for an in-swinger from Thwaites. Oh, it's clumsy inside the box. Keeper just about gets there in the end. It bounced off 2 or 3, didn't it? I think Chido-Obi knows that he's caught Albie Collins, not intentionally, as he had a big swipe at it. Oh, in fact, it was all sorts going on inside the penalty area, wasn't there? Keeper does well in the end, Ben.
Yeah, he does. He does, because is that? Am I right in saying that's the first corner that they've put in from an in-swinger, if you like, from the left-hand side?
Certainly. Oxford United player down inside the box. I think it was Albie Collins that went down. Chido-Obi was just checking on him. I thought it was Chido-Obi that had made contact, but it wasn't. Take another look at the Manchester United goal. A towering header this was from Albert Mills.
Well, it also helps when you've got somebody with the dead ball brilliance of Jim Thwaites putting into areas where somebody like Albert Mills would love to go and attack it.
Seemed to stay in the air forever, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good header. Got some proper power behind it, and it wasn't in the corners either. It was just the sheer pace that beat the goalkeeper, Harry Jones.
Well done to Albert Mills.
Yeah.
As I say, I think that's his first goal of the season, according to my stats anyway.
I mean, they've deserved more.
I agree.
With the chances that they've created. On another day, this tie could be more or less over by half-time, quite comfortably. But as it stands,
still game on.
Yeah, and we did see both Peterborough and Derby give United a real game. I know they obviously came through the ties, but there were times in both ties where they were under the cosh a little bit.
And we've seen 2 good opportunities for Oxford United here as well. One in the opening minute as that ball was fizzed across the 6-yard box, and then Abalada trying to pull one back into the near post from the edge of the box.
Well, they seem quite content to allow United to come out from the back. And maybe as the game goes on in the second half and they're not getting any joy, they might need to go A, a little bit direct from back to front, and B, put pressure on United, who have just been so comfortable and so dominant in these opening 30-odd minutes.
A little bit of blood on the face. On a side note, can you see why they call it the car park end? He's going to have to leave the field, obviously. Treatment has come on, so it's got to be the case. Also, still a little bit of blood around the nose. Doesn't seem very happy, does he? Collins on his way off.
No.
Going to be a drop ball restart for Oxford United after the goalkeeper stopped play because of the injury, because it was facial. You've got to feel for goalkeepers on a night like this, especially ones that aren't involved in the game.
Well, I was just going to say Cameron Byrne-Hughes has had very, very little to do. He must be running on the spot.
Well, we're going to have a change, so they must be concerned enough about that injury to the head for Collins that a substitution is on the way. Meanwhile, they play with 10. That's another high boot in midfield. Rafe McCormack has just extended a right foot, caught the Oxford United midfielder Hayden Vaughan. So Collins unable to continue, Archie Payne on to replace him. That's a bit of a blow for Oxford United, I'm sure. And maybe that's why he was so upset at having to leave the field, is that he felt he could continue. Kokonki, lovely footwork from the fullback here as he's into the penalty area. Looks to get the cross away. Well, that's what we saw in large spells on Saturday from Godwill Kokonki. Those excellent runs and wonderful close control to get himself into those positions.
Yeah. We saw him do it in the last round, didn't we, at Old Trafford, and he was weaving his way through. Once he gets moving with his close ball control, he's very, very difficult to knock off the ball.
He's also quick, Godwill Kokonki. Brought down by Halafu. Into the feet of Thwaites, who just tries to move that onto Mantato, but it's intercepted. Misinga. Good tackle from Bendito Mantato. Back and helping out defensively. Jim Thwaites is pulled backwards. That will probably be a final warning for Mo Misinga. I think the referee saying you can't do that because that's a counter-attack for Manchester United, and I will not be allowing any more of those.
No, fair enough. Yeah. Nobody would have blamed him, but, you know, let's give him credit.
Doesn't really want to make a rod for his own back at this stage of the game, the
No.
referee, and you can understand that. Thumped upfield by McCormack, brought down by Chido Obi, lifted forward by Gabriel. Bendito Mantato, edge of the penalty area, pulls it back across goal, and it comes off the post and away. Well, how's your luck? Bendito Mantato does everything right. The foot of the post denying him.
Well, couldn't cope with the pace, and his first touch was really good. Managed to get his head on it and then get his body in between, and he didn't really catch it right. Just here, he gets in front, gets his body there. Archie Payne can't make the tackle. Goalkeeper again makes a bit of a fist of it. And I mean, if that ball comes anywhere else other than off that at that angle off the post, then it's a simple tap-in, and it doesn't, and it breaks kindly for the full-back. Well, he's not a full-back now, is he? He's moved inside. Palmer Flint. He's now one of the centre-backs, but he just wellies it clear. How's your luck?
It's exactly that. Bendito Mantato hits the post. He must hit it flush. It's the only way that it comes back in that direction. A centimetre either way, and it's either in or into the path of Junior Brown. Well, it wouldn't be remiss of me, would it, to say that it could be 4?
Yeah, I think that is fair.
Just the one. Kokonki fighting for it. Lovely from Dan Armour, just uses his body well to get it back to Burn Hughes. Centre-back split. And that allows the ball to be moved away by United. Six minutes to go till the break, but we will have stoppages added because we've had a couple of lengthy breaks. One because of the arm across Abalada, led to a bit of blood from the mouth, and then of course the change that they've had to make with Archie Payne coming onto the field for Collins. Plus of course the goal for Manchester United. Halafu gets something on it, but it's going to go out to the left, and Misinga up against Mills, gets the cross away, turned clear by Kokonki. Bouncing ball, brought down well by Osborne, swings in a decent cross too. Been a collision inside the penalty area, referee allowing play to continue, ball goes over the top, referee is going to have to stop this one, and Jack Lee obviously just caught the back of somebody's head, I think, as they've gone up for the headers here. Take a look. Yeah, Dan Harmer and Jack Lee clashing heads. One of the dangers.
Yeah. It's never a danger for me.
Needed a step.
I couldn't get up that. Thank you.
It's all right. You made the joke. I just finished it off. I wasn't poking fun. I had the opposite problem. Rubbish again, anything that came round my knees.
Well, that would have been me.
Lovely turn from Gabriel. And he gets a good pass away to the right-hand side too. United comfortable with the ball at their feet at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much the exact opposite to Oxford, and that's why we're seeing so much dominance. They'll probably feel as though they've let themselves down a little bit, Oxford, because they've not really managed to make any inroads, and certainly not any passages of possession that have caused United any problems. Totally the opposite to the way United have gone about their business.
Gabriel gets this back from Kokonki. Yeah, just gets caught there. Referee spots it, and here's a free kick, but good running. Good interplay between Gabriel and Kokonki as well.
Good close ball control. Not a lot in it.
Definitely catches the foot though.
Yeah.
I agree. So, another opportunity to put a ball into the penalty area for Manchester United. Thwaites again with the chance. Almost guaranteed that this one will be curled in towards goal, and inviting somebody to get on the end of it from Jim Thwaites. Exactly what happens, and it very nearly is somebody on the end of it. Eventually it's cleared away.
That's a great ball. It really is a great ball. I'm not actually too sure whether it was a red shirt that blocked a red head going towards goal until we see that again, but it's a brilliant ball. So difficult to defend against.
Gabriel feeds a ball into Manato. Footwork from Manato. Doesn't cause too many problems for Charlie Craymond. Ball swung in towards Chido Obi. Chido Obi gets up highest, but can't direct the header on target.
I was waiting for that just to nestle in the bottom corner of the net. I thought he'd made a really good contact with that, but he's probably just a little bit too high for him.
Mistimed the jump ever so slightly. I think that's probably what causes him to be slightly underneath it. Burn Hughes has come a long way here. Manchester United tidy up for him. He's come flying out to make that header. Meanwhile, Benedito Manato thinking he might have a go at the other end. Just a moment of worry for Manchester United, and then Jimmy Thwaites is knocked to the ground by Callum Doyle.
Yeah, they got away with one because they had sufficient enough bodies. I'm not quite sure why he perhaps needed to be there, but most of the time his decision making is really, really good. I'm not so sure that one will go down as that, but we weren't punished.
It's clever from United. Manato gets the cross in, turned away by the substitute Payne. Back out to Manato. Lovely run from Jim Thwaites. Cross comes in too, turned away by Osborne. United turning on the style down the right-hand side.
Yeah, couldn't make the tackle. Real danger of giving a penalty away there on Jim Thwaites.
Halafu with the throw in to Jim Thwaites. Oxford United fighting hard for this, but losing out again. McCormack, Halafu, Dan Armour in space. Armour through to Gabriel. Gabriel with a decent turn, gets the shot away too, and finishes brilliantly from range. Bouncing ball, dipping in front of the keeper, smashed home from 25 yards by Gabriel for 2-0.
Well, I don't think that the goalkeeper has covered himself in glory on numerous occasions, but it is so difficult when a ball just bounces in front like that. You would still expect him to get something on it, but that's why we mentioned earlier, Liam, that it's a night for hitting shots like that with power and pace from from that sort of a distance, because it's really, really difficult for goalkeepers. It's a really good strike, and he gets his reward, because it's an awkward night for balls that are hit like that for goalkeepers, and that's given comfort to Manchester United now, and the lead that they deserve to have the way they've played.
2 minutes of time added at the end of the first half, which is a little less than I was anticipating. Thanks very much for saying we when you were talking about balls dipping in front of the goalkeeper, when it was definitely you that brought it up.
Yeah, but I was talking to you. I'm not talking to myself, am I?
I know, but just take the credit. You deserve it for bringing it up in the first place. Given away by United in the centre circle. Oxford United trying to get themselves back in the game. That's a good turn from Callum Doyle. That's a good interception from Dan Armour. Halafu. Thwaites. Can't keep that one in. Jim Thwaites had a play for a throw-in.
I must admit, I am surprised there's only 2 minutes added.
Yeah. Maybe the referee's cold.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Or the fourth official. The referee shouldn't be cold.
I was just being facetious, just so we're clear. Don't want to get us into trouble. Given away again. Manato turns away from the first one, runs directly into Woodley Osborne, who just pokes it into the stands. Did these stadium announcers just say 6 minutes? I lost track. The reporter at the on the ground says 2, but the stadium announcer has just said 6. Now 6 would make more sense.
Much more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll go with 6. Oh dear.
Maybe he was just toying with us.
Yeah. Maybe he's cold. Playing that Ben Ibsen. United lead 2-0. It's a lovely turn from Masinga. Good defending from Halafu. He was definitely getting the treatment there. Arm was over the shoulder. Halafu asking the question of the referee. The referee saying he's going to give the corner.
Yeah, he was just trying to shepherd it out. He was under pressure from Masinga. And I think just as he sort of went to ground, it caught him around the knee area, which carried it over just there, just below his knee with his left leg.
I think it definitely comes off Halafu, doesn't it? It's just whether or not the arm over the shoulder is enough to give the free kick for.
Yeah, whether the referee feels as though it's enough. Maybe not.
He did not. Hence the corner. 4 of the 6 added on have been played. Towards the back post, comes all the way through the penalty area. Look how quickly United get out to the ball. Really good from Halafu and from Junior Brown.
Yeah, making sure there was no way that there was a route through for them to get that ball back into the box. 4 of them quickly closing 2 down.
Down the left-hand side is met brilliantly by Masinga, and that will be the first card of the game for Yul Halafu, who just knew he had to do something to stop Mo Masinga down this left-hand side. Gets an arm across him, and the referee adds him to the notebook.
Yeah, well, he realised that he couldn't make the tackle, but then he realised that he needed to do something quite dramatic because he was having a good run into the area, and I sort of pointed him out to be a bit of a danger man in the first minute of the game with his pace, and he showed it again there.
So, final action of the first half will be this free kick from the left-hand side for Oxford United. Gabriel has just spotted the danger on the edge of the penalty area. Just gets himself into position to block off the easy pass to the edge of the box. Meanwhile, the referee having conversations with Charlie Craymond and Rafe McCormack. They immediately go back to the pushing and shoving, like any good footballer should. Here is the delivery then. Whipped in. Punched away by Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Gabriel back and defending on the edge of his own 18-yard box. Good effort from one of the Manchester United forwards. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Manchester United leading by 2-0. A towering header from Albert Mills to open the scoring. Head and shoulders above everybody. And then a peach from Gabriel. Picked it up on the edge of the penalty area. Fired home right-footed to give the Reds a 2-0 lead. Brilliant from Manchester United at half-time. Oxford United 0, Manchester United 2. Manchester United leading Oxford United by 2-0 at the Kassam Stadium in the FA Youth Cup. Really good first half performance from Darren Fletcher's side, and you can see a dominant performance in terms of the stats as well. Ben, that is about as one-sided as it gets, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean, the only thing that's baffling there is the number of shots that they've had and chances they've created, and it's only 2-0. They deserve to be, you know, much further in front than that. It's been a dominant performance in what we have to say are quite difficult conditions, but Manchester United have made it look very easy.
Yeah, certainly have. We don't have the possession stats, but if we were to have a guess, you hazarded one at what?
I said probably 68-32.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. We'll make that official. We'll broadcast that out to everybody that they are exactly the stats. Let's take a look at how the first half went. So, first opportunity came Manchester United's way. Worked really well down the right-hand side, and Obi making the effort here to get himself into the penalty area. Just can't quite contort himself, Ben.
No, he probably just needed a little bit more pace on the cross. Good wing play from Manato, but it was just slightly behind him and he couldn't really generate the power. But that's what you want to see from your wingers, running at players, committing them.
Off the back of that, Oxford go right up the other end. Keep an eye bottom of your screen, because that is a really good effort coming up from Abalada. Just drags that shot wide.
Yeah, it wasn't that far away at all. He sees Byrne-Hughes sort of moving across in anticipation that he's going to pick somebody else out, and he just swivels and slams it past the post.
Speaking of good wing play, Manchester United down the right again. This time it was Bendito Mantato, who's just inside the penalty area. Just keeps himself open here. That turn is fantastic, and the shot is only just palmed wide.
Yeah, the defender really goes for it, doesn't he? I was expecting maybe a shout from Gabriel behind him for him to swing his right foot at it, but it's a lovely piece of skill, drags it with the sole of his foot, and the keeper pushes it away to safety.
Well, not only was it turned behind for a corner, it was turned behind for the corner that led to the goal. As this was bent in, that is a towering header, isn't it?
Yeah, when you've got deliveries like these from Jim Thwaites, and Albert Mills just gets up above everybody else and just thumps it into the roof of the net. Goalkeeper, before he moves, doesn't have a chance with it.
Ball just seemed to hang in the air for an eternity. So inviting. Another good corner from Jimmy Thwaites this time. Chido Obi from close range just couldn't get a boot on the end of it, just swung a leg at it, came off the shin.
Yeah, I think of all the chances that we created, that'll probably the one that'll be most disappointing for Chido Obi, because he's right in front of the goal. Maybe didn't get enough time to react, but 9 times out of 10 he scores those.
Yeah, everybody's got involved. This is Junior Brown, who just steps off the right and bends one goalwards. It's well saved and could have gone anywhere. Didn't go to either of the United players at the back post.
Yeah, like I said, take shots on. It's a night for it, and United have done that with aplomb. Goalkeeper doesn't cover himself in glory here, doesn't push it enough to safety, but fortunately he's got his defenders to help him out.
Well, Ben called it early on about taking shots from distance. Manchester United must be listening to him, because Manato getting on the end of this one, just to the left edge of the penalty area, and his left-footed shot comes back off the post and away.
They must have been agonising for him watching that ball go past the goalkeeper's outstretched fingertips, but that's a really good touch, that one, with his head, and then gets his body across, and that ball rebounds anywhere else off the post, and it's 2-0, but it was cleared to safety.
Another opportunity for Chido Obi, who's been very involved in the opening 45 minutes, causing problems. Gets a chance here, but can't direct the header into the bottom corner.
Yeah, we were both expecting the side of the net to bulge. It didn't happen. Maybe just, you mentioned that he probably just mistimed his jump. I probably want to say that maybe the cross was just a little bit too high for him, but he's had some good chances and he's had a really good half.
Well, Manchester United weren't done. There was still one more opportunity coming. Gabriel, look how much space he's got here. Takes a touch. That one there gives him the space, gets the shot away, a low skidder off the turf and into the back of the net.
Yeah, clever number 10 play. Just has a look around him. Dan Harmer plays it into him, and that little turn there, so diminutive. Goalkeeper, again, he gets behind it, but it's conditions like these that make shots like that so difficult to save, and we see mistakes often happen like that when they just land in front of the keeper.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Manchester United. 2-0. It could easily be 3 or 4 for Darren Fletcher's side. They'll be hoping for more as we go through the second half. Now, I mentioned midway through the first half that the latest episode of Inside Carrington is available for you to grab right now from wherever you get your podcast from, or to watch on YouTube or the Manchester United website if you choose to do so. Here's a lovely teaser of Ahmad.
Ahmad Diallo, welcome to Inside Carrington. Thank you for joining us fresh off the training pitch. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Good. How have the last few weeks been? I suppose that's the obvious question to ask with.
Yeah, it's been really good. We've been winning games, so the feeling is really nice. Just a bit disappointed for the result on Tuesday, but yeah, apart from that, everything is good.
I think the character being shown by this Manchester United side at the moment is everything, isn't it? Even when it looks like you might not get a result, you might not get a point, you keep fighting to the 93rd, 94th, 95th minute to try and find a way through, and it keeps happening for you. It's great.
Yeah, I think your mindset is now like we want to win every games. We want to do something. We want to give something to the fans. We want to fight for yourself. So we are trying to do the best every time we can. And yeah, I think we are in good moments. Now we have to keep going like this until of the season, and I think we can do something better this season.
And we're winning games very often, last-minute winners, and you know all about those. I mean, those moments are absolutely incredible at Old Trafford. I don't need to tell you that. What does it feel like as a player in that moment?
No, I think scoring last-minute goal, and especially when you win, when you score last-minute goal and you win, you feel really good. You feel better, not especially you, but for everyone, for yourself, but especially for the fans, because they will enjoy it. So I think, like I say, we have to keep going. We have to keep this moment, the spirit, and we have to keep going like this.
I think the spirit's very interesting because the squad seems very together at the moment, and you're kind of a central part of that, aren't you? You are a bit of a character in the dressing room. You like to have fun with the other players. Is that a role that you do naturally, or is it something that you've taken on?
No, I think it's naturally from me. I've been like this for long. Even when I was at Manchester United, even when I was in Italy, I was like this. So I'm trying to give that vibes, that energy to the team. So I think that's part of me. Is good sometimes to help the team because maybe sometimes when they are down. So to keep that energy, to say, guys, we have to keep going. We are not in bad moments, we are in good moments. So I'm trying to give my vibes, my good energy to the rest of the team.
Speaking of vibes and good energy, I wonder whether you can explain the gold jacket, the sparkly gold jacket that you were wearing. What's that all about?
No, that was a joke between me and Aiden.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I saw Lenny wearing it.
Yeah, but Lenny, because he lost a bit in the training.
Who bought that jacket?
Huh?
Who bought that jacket and where did you buy it?
Honestly, I don't know about this story, but yeah, I think it's Joshua. If I remember, I think it's Joshua who buy that jacket.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Have you seen that jacket?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's well, we didn't used to have a jacket. We used to have a bib. If you remember, and if you played bad on the Friday,
Bib of shame.
That was a long time ago. But I been looking at some of the training ground things, and I think it's brilliant. And you might not know this, but you're my favourite player.
Thank you.
And, no, it's true. He's my favourite player.
Thank you.
But when you're in the changing room, are you practicing your dance moves for when you score, or is it just instant?
No, for the moment I'm not practicing nothing. Honestly, we are only enjoying the moment when Cunha score. So, I've been saying to Cunha, I'm reserving something, something special for my next celebration.
Okay, I like
it. Yeah.
Yeah, what the Americans call in American football a glue guy, Ahmad, one of those players that is really important in terms of bringing the whole team together. That podcast is available for you to download, watch and listen to right now, wherever you get your podcast from, on YouTube, on the Manchester United YouTube channel, or of course on the Manchester United website and app. If that's what you want to go and watch it on, then you can go and do that. Speaking of podcasts, well, next week's is going to be a player Q&A special. But we need your questions for that Q&A. We're going to put your questions to Joshua Zirkzee and Brian Mbumo. We're going to try and do that this week, ready for release next week. So if you would like to ask a question to either of those players, get yourself over to the X account of Manchester United. Submit your questions there. Just have a scroll down until you see my face asking for questions, and then pop them underneath that. Hopefully we'll be able to ask some of those to those two players when we speak to them ahead of the podcast next week. Looking forward to that. And remember, Tuesday is when we release new episodes of Inside Carrington. Here, Manchester United lead Oxford United by 2-0, placing the next round at stake. Manchester United have got 1 foot there, 45 more minutes of the same kind of football, Ben Thornley, and Manchester United will be playing either Brighton or Sunderland in the next round.
Yeah, I know it's a cliche, but keep a clean sheet and they've won the game. Simple as that. But they'll want to look to add to it because they created so many chances in the first half that they'll want to make it look more handsome. But there isn't the urgency to go and do that. I think the natural way that they play the game, it will happen. It's up to Oxford now to apply some pressure and try and get themselves back in. But you feel one more goal for United will send them through to the quarter-final. A
little bit of credit to Oxford United, who are trying to build up the atmosphere inside the stadium with the old flashy floodlights trick. There's not many in, but at least they're giving it a go.
They are giving it a go, and I think that was a partial reason for the earlier kick-off, to try and encourage more younger viewers to get there. And look at the night that they've got for it. You can sort of understand, even if you're an avid Oxford fan, you might think, wow, I really don't want to be going out in that, which is a real shame.
I know that they'd sold sort of 2,000 tickets for it in midweek, but I'm not sure they've got quite that many that have come out in the horrible conditions at the Kassam Stadium tonight. We have got both teams back out on the field of play.
What we will say is, Liam, fair play to those who have, though.
Yeah, absolutely right.
They want to see what the next generation is coming for their football club.
Yeah, as exactly what people are watching MUTV for, and what people have got the game switched on the YouTube channel for, is to see who might be appearing from the Manchester United Academy for Manchester United. Right, second half about to get underway. We've got officials, but we're just waiting for Oxford United to go through their final team huddle before they get underway in the second half. No changes for either side at the beginning of the second period, so it's as you were. United will be looking to add to the 2 that they've already got. 2 goals, but they had 14 shots at goal, Manchester United, over the course of the first 45 minutes in a very one-sided opening period. Referee just checks with both goalkeepers, now checks both watches. Full procedure needs going through. And we are underway in the second half of the FA Youth Cup between Oxford United and Manchester United, with the Reds leading by 2-0. Kokonki, send this all the way back to the goalkeeper. Fifth round tie, this one. As we say, a place in the next round is up for grabs. Is it quarterfinals next? Or is that...
It is. Yeah, it is. There's a couple of ties still left to be played on Tuesday evening. This is the 6th of 8.
Kokonki running into the space that's provided for him, looks to fire a pass into Obi, manages to win the second ball as well. Dug out towards the back post, drops inside the area for Gabriel. Gabriel being hassled and harried. I think that's fair. Free kick eventually given. Referee giving Gabriel the benefit of the doubt in terms of trying to get away with the ball, but never happened, and the free kick is given.
No, it wasn't it wasn't the worst foul you've ever seen by any stretch, but it was just the fact that he was hacking away around his ankles, and he didn't really need to, did he? Masanga, who is somebody that, you know, we've highlighted that United will have to watch.
Jim Thwaites lines this one up. Has got Manato short if he needs him. Manato just looking across the line to keep himself onside. Thwaites with options. That wall doesn't look 10 metres away, does it? As the ball is swung in and headed away. Didn't look like it was 10 yards away at all.
No.
Gabriel from distance, bounce ball just wide.
Must have taken a bit of a nick on the way through. But it's another good ball, a good defensive header as well. Well, the ball's in from Jim Thwaites. I didn't see anybody get a touch on that, but it must have touched the goalkeeper's glove as he dived.
Well, nobody argued it, did they? There were certainly no remonstrations inside the penalty area.
Must have done.
Thwaites with a right wing corner. In low, near post. Cleared away. Well, that's probably the 7th or 8th ball that we've seen into the penalty area for Jim Thwaites, and that one not as successful as the previous ones. Halafu finds Thwaites. Back to Yul Halafu. Cross from the opening goal scorer Albert Mills to the captain Dan Armour. And then Godwill Kokonki back inside. Changes in this second half will be interesting from Manchester United. There's so much talent knocking about on the bench as well. Players like Noah Ajayi, who had such a good game against City on Saturday, I'm sure will be itching to get onto the field. Kokonki. Halafu has taken up that central midfield role. Thwaites escapes. Finds Obi. Obi, eyes for goal, cuts him field, crowded out of it in the end.
I love that first touch from Jim Thwaites, and then the second one, just to skip past him. And that far touchline when he didn't have a lot of room, and then the field for him to run into opens out then.
Kokonki still going, he's pulled back, just shrugs off a couple of challenges and keeps going. Godwill Kokonki gets a left-footed shot away too, but clatters it into the defender in front of him. Like trying to stop a runaway train, wasn't it? Just would not be moved. United defend that well. This is Manato coming through the middle of the pitch.
Oxford just outgunned.
Brown. Stop-go treatment. Keeps going, pulls it back. Chidowobi, 3-0. It is a simple, simple game, football. When you've got wingers like that dancing down the left-hand side, pulled back perfectly, swept home left-footed by Obi.
Do you know what? Like you said, you used the right word there. It's simple, but it's so effective. You watch him just slow the defender down and then take that extra touch. And once he does that, he gets his head up and he looks. Chido Obi has just peeled off to the 6-yard box and enough space for him to sweep the ball home with a left foot. I can't see Oxford coming back from this. I know there's still, you know, plenty of time left for them, but that is a really, really good goal. Lovely bit of wing play and a real solid finish from Chido Obi, who's deserved that for his endeavours in the box this evening.
Look at the smiles on the faces as well, really good to see. But he commits, doesn't he, down the left-hand side, Junior Brown, and makes Archie Payne go in for the challenge, and as soon as he does, skips away from him.
Yeah.
It's really good wing play. And Obi, right place, right time, sweeps home left-footed to make it 3.
It's a nightmare for a fullback when you think that you've done enough to hold the player up and then they've got an extra gear just to go again, and you can't react. Really good wing play.
Lovely football from Manchester United to give themselves a 3-0 lead after 50 minutes of the game. And look at the red shirts flooding forward again here. Junior Brown doing brilliantly, swings the cross into the box too. Headed up but not away by Oxford United. Obi tries to nod that down to Gabriel, who retreats and finds Halafu. Chasing shadows at the moment, Oxford United. Cormac to Armour. I'm sure that Darren Fletcher will be absolutely delighted with his side. Really bright start to the second half. Thwaites with the switch. Just comes up slightly short. And just the pressure from Manchester United, though, keeping Masinga honest. It's good footwork from Masinga and a good tackle from Yor Halafu.
He's the one they look to, obviously. Pace and trickery. The problem is that he's seen the ball that infrequently because United have shut him down. Well, they've shut everything down, every avenue pretty much. Efficient in both halves.
Cameron Byrne-Hughes with a ball to the edge of the box requires a good challenge from Rafe McCormack to keep possession. Now Kokonki's going to start striding forward again. Brown. Thwaites. McCormack. Back to Jimmy Thwaites. In space, and Kokonki stayed high as well. Brown taking on Payne. Thwaites just calmly keeping possession. Armour. It's good football again from Manchester United as they just move the ball side to side, probing, trying to find a way through. Gabriel. That's a lovely pass to Mantato. Just does well to keep his feet and can turn away from danger. Turns the opposite way, chops back. Lays it off to the edge of the box. I think he got his head up, didn't he, Bendito Mantato? Realised that the ball into the box was a bit of a tricky one to play. So just keeps hold of possession.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
It's a good turn from Jim Thwaites. The referee says he's not impeded, though. Kokonki just flicks a leg at that. Masinga in a foot race with Halafu. Just keeps him tight. Guards the ball out of play.
And he's just bemoaning some of his teammates, saying, you know, I could do with a little bit of help. Come and back me up.
Was that a play for a throw-in? Darren Fletcher applauding his side. As I say, I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted, not only with the scoreline, but with the performance, Ben.
Yeah, he will do. They've played some really good stuff in difficult conditions. They've played in the pitch and the driving rain or sleet or snow. I think we've had a little bit of everything.
And you got it right with precipitation.
And they've adapted brilliantly. And the scoreline probably, well, doesn't probably, reflects their dominance. And it could quite easily have been more, but 3-0 you'll certainly take away from home.
Squared up to Craymond. Out to the left and Osborne. Now Missinga. Put under control by Doyle. Under a little bit of pressure from Gabriel. United win the ball back again, and hunting impacts, aren't they? Great anticipation, and it turns the ball over. And Tato with the footwork. Cormac keeps that away from Vaughan. We're getting towards the substitution window now for both sides. See what changes are coming for either team. Oxford United are going to need something big, aren't they, if they're going to get themselves back into it.
Yeah, well, they do have numerous forward players on the bench. There'll be substitutions made by both managers for differing reasons. Obviously, Oxford have got to do something to try and get themselves back into this tie. Darren Fletcher maybe probably thinking about giving people minutes, and it's been a difficult pitch.
It's a good tackle from Mills. Now Kokonki again is thinking about another marauding run down the left-hand side, but this time is stopped, steps in, wins it back, loses out on the third attempt. Out to Missinga, who's got a bit of room to work in here. Back down the line to Doyle. Closed down by Gabriel, out of play for a throw-in. Working very hard, Manchester United. It's going to be Oxford United, though, that make the first change, as Hayden Vaughan will make way to be replaced by Durish. Like for like, Ben?
Yes. Yeah.
I think you're right, unless they decide to totally change things up. I don't think that's the case. As you can see, Durish is slotted into an advanced midfield role. Meanwhile,
Dead leg.
yeah, Gabriel has got one in the right thigh. Take a look here. Oh, yeah. Left knee right into the quad. That'll be very sore.
Oh.
Done the right thing, Gabriel. He's got himself back up and he's trying to run it off. It's the only way to go sometimes. Keep it moving, Ben.
Yeah, it might be a bit stiff when he gets off the coach.
Armour. Thwaites just leaves that one behind, and it opens things up for Oxford United on the edge of the D. Missinga gets the shot away, but it is straight at Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
He was trying to bend it in, wasn't he? He didn't catch it right, and even though he got the shot through the legs, simple save for Byrne-Hughes.
Good run from Thwaites. Again, feels like he was caught in the final third. Referee thinks otherwise. Drilled out to Missinga. Lafu having to deal with him again. Missinga's been the real bright spot for Oxford United. Shot comes in, they've got one back. And it's from Missinga down the left-hand side, slotted into the middle of the pitch. And Jack Lee picks the ball out of the back of the net after giving Oxford United a lifeline. On the hour mark, Oxford United 1, United 3.
Yeah, he's a top goal scorer that's been stabbed of any real service, but he just goes in at the edge of the box unmarked. And it was hardly a surprise that anything that Oxford may have been able to put together, that man Masanga was involved. And it's a tidy finish into the bottom corner, controlled past the outstretched left arm of Cameron Byrne-Hughes, and they've got themselves on the score sheet.
United back in possession. Still half an hour to go in this one, and what Manchester United will want to do here is just shut up shop for 5 or 6 minutes. Be solid, be steady, take the sting out of the game again. Still in the box seat. Albert Mills. I wonder whether Darren Fletcher may be considering changes, and if he is, which direction he goes in. Could go like for like, could go more defensive, could go more attacking if he wanted to. Gabriel to McCormack, out to Kokonki, and then Brown round the outside. Knows he's got the beating for pace with Payne. Doesn't get past him on this occasion.
What you don't want to do is concede another one. Make sure you switch on from the goal that you've already conceded. And I mean, if it did go to 3-2, it would be so undeserved. But we have seen things happen like that. So it's just up to United now, just to make sure the concentration levels are there.
Thwaites gets away with the ball. Referee does eventually give the free kick for pulling him back. I've just been reliably informed that it was actually Josh Holton that scored the Oxford United goal rather than Jack Lee. Apologies for that.
Yeah, we both did that.
It makes me feel better that we both got it wrong, Ben. Mills, back to Dan Armour. Reef McCormack. Armour. Byrne-Hughes. Sweeps a great pass out to Halafu. Strong from Obi. It's a good pass as well. Kokonki on to Brown. That's good defending from Payne. Stabbed away.
Yeah, because I thought he'd showed him a little bit too much turf there for him to knock the ball and go down that right-hand side, but he timed his challenge well.
It was a little on the last-ditch side, wasn't it? A despairing stab at it, but it was effective.
Yeah.
Been reliably informed that Michael Carrick is watching from the stands at the Kassam Stadium this evening. It's good to see. Bendito Mantato driving into the penalty area.
He was being sandwiched, but I think he was already stumbling over, wasn't he?
Osborne grabbing his toes immediately. He's done a lot of running, hasn't he? Maybe just struggling ever so slightly against the pace of Bendito Mantato. Armour plays that against Kokonki. And then Lee pulled to the ground by Armour. It's going to be a final warning for the Manchester United skipper.
Yeah.
Maybe a little fortunate to avoid the yellow card, but we'll take it, Ben.
Yeah, he's been pretty good like that Referee, the one yellow card that he has awarded, I think it's only been one, was a very obvious one to Yul Halafu.
Yeah, got that one spot on. Set piece. 2 in an offside position here. Again, Doyle just upends Obi from that offside position. Now, for me, as soon as you impact a defender like that, you've got to be called offside, haven't you?
Well, they did that from a free kick in the first half as well. The kicker feigned to take it, 2 of them run into an offside position, and then he goes back and takes it. Well, they're still standing in an offside position, but obviously the retreating players then, I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither. I've lost all track of the offside ball. Halafu finds Mantato. United win the throw-in. Some unhappy cries from the stand underneath. Mills does well to keep that in. Goes back to Burn Hughes. Turns away from danger and then gets the pass away as well.
Yeah.
Said at the beginning of the game,
Doesn't
very
panic.
confident with the ball at his feet.
He is. Well, he's confident, but he has the accuracy and the quality to back it up.
Obi's just been poked in the eye there, pretty sure. He's going to go to ground as well. He made a full sprint to get back and help out, and I think just the outstretched hand catches him in the eye. That will be a sore one.
Yeah, only takes a flick, doesn't it, to catch you in the right place.
Yeah, you can see just favouring that left eye. Little bit of treatment for Chido Obi. You could see straight away, couldn't you, as he went careening into the challenge. He covered a load of ground to get back and help out defensively, and just catches one in the eye. Should be all right to continue once they get him back to his feet. Have to leave the field briefly, but should be able to come back on without any problems. Unless, of course, Darren Fletcher decides to make the change.
And if his eyes watering, it'll be in keeping with everything else on the pitch this evening, won't it?
Damp. Well, he looks to be all right, Chido Obi. We'll have to stay off the field for a moment or two once we get the game back underway. Then should be okay to continue. United have done well to take the sting out of it after Oxford United got their goal back, Ben.
Yeah, I think that was important as well. What you don't want to be is being complete control of a game for 60, 65 minutes and then find that you can see 2 goals and everything then becomes quite nervy.
But Mills tries to run that out, and the return ball from Oxford United overhit.
He shows his displeasure as well.
Gonna play it short, United. Kokonki, infield to Thwaites. Hits it away to Kokonki, who gets a great pass to Obi. Keeps hold of it, gets it out to Mantato. Mantato, edge of the penalty area. Cuts back across, just runs into traffic. Gabriel had made a great run into the penalty area, just couldn't be picked out by the winger.
No.
And good pitch awareness from Burn Hughes to allow that to run out of play. think the pass was on, wasn't it?
It was.
To Gabriel inside the penalty area.
Yeah, it was. Unless he was slightly in an offside position. Is this Woodley? No.
Abalada.
Not Woodley, Osborne, I should say, sorry.
In the field to be replaced by Mason Vaughan. Very quiet, actually. Mubarak Abalada in the second half. He was involved in a couple of things in the first half, but barely seen him in this second period.
Yeah, he had that chance, didn't he, that he just sort of put past the post in the first few minutes. It was a good chance, actually. Quite a clever piece of invention. Try and catch out the goalkeeper, but he was the wrong side of the post. But other than that, he hasn't been as effective as his compadre on the other side.
Final 20 minutes of the game. United still with that 2-goal cushion. Clear push in the back. Mimed by both myself and Ben Thornley and the referee. Just clear push in the back. We were really synchronised then as well. Both with the right hand.
It was like we're doing the Macarena.
Yeah. Can't dance.
Snap.
Ball's out to Dan Armour. Rolled forward to Junior Brown, who just tries to extricate himself from a difficult spot. Ball ends up all the way back with Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Bowls it out, gets Manchester United going again.
Yeah. They're being a bit wasteful, Oxford, with the balls down the pitch. Overhit.
Pushed an extra man up high out of possession, haven't they?
They have. They were sort of more like a 4-1-4-1 out of possession in the first half, but I think it's still Jack Lee doing most of the work on his own. He really needs somebody alongside him to apply a little bit more pressure, and the way that United do.
United finding it relatively straightforward at the moment to play around Jack Lee.
Yeah. And look at you said, there's the frustration, his arms in the air, thinking, you know, I need some help here.
Very definition of ploughing a lone furrow.
Yeah. But United will take that all day long.
Armour just steps away from the challenge and then down the left it goes. Junior Brown again, up against Payne, back to Kokonki. Field it comes to the opening goal scorer, Albert Mills. Towering header from him to open the scoring. Gabriel. Rafe McCormack. Just that sticky pitch maybe catching out Rafe McCormack, but he does well to make amends. First time we've really seen it causing problems, but did there.
Yeah. And it's understandable.
Dan Armour in absolutely no rush.
I mean, you just think there's got to come a time when Oxford sort of go the risk or reward way.
It's a late one on Thwaites, but...
Lovely touch by Jim Thwaites, wasn't it?
It was to turn it around the corner. I'm not sure the referee was anticipating there was going to be any advantage. That's Noah Ajayi and Jay McAvoy coming onto the field for Manchester United. Jim Thwaites will be replaced by McAvoy. Like-for-like change, that one. I would imagine it'll be one of the wingers making way for Noah Ajayi, probably Junior Brown. It is Junior Brown who makes way for Noah Ajayi. Fantastic footwork from him at times on Saturday against Manchester City. Did very well with Godwill Kokonki behind him. The interplay between the two of them was exciting to watch. You can go back and see the highlights of that game if you'd like. That's available for you on the Manchester United website now. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome along. Those highlights from the Under-18s I'm sure will be available on the Manchester United YouTube channel as well. Add it to your watch list for later. Sad a play, give Manchester United. Oh, it hasn't gone out.
Span back in, didn't it?
Well, I was convinced that that was arrowing out of play. McAvoy steps in to make the challenge. Referee's going to allow play to continue. Arms spread out in a V to indicate the advantage. Obi closing down here. Craymond out to Osborne. Down the left to Misinga, who's got Halafu tight to him. Through the middle to Lee. He's allowed to turn, but the threaded pass. Oh, it's a short one. Cleared away brilliantly by Cameron Byrne-Hughes.
I'm not so sure that Dan Armour realised that Josh Holton had continued his run. He thought it was just a pretty straightforward ball back. Well, he did well, the goalkeeper. He could see it.
Quick over the turf. Launched it away. And that's where concentration is going to be key in the closing stages of this one. 2-goal cushion. Don't want to give up another goal, really, Manchester United. Makes it nervy.
No, not at any point in the next sort of 15 minutes, because even if they score late, which you're hoping they don't do, but even if they did score, you know, 87, 88, 89 minutes, there's bound to be time added on, and that's when the nerves really do go, because you know you've been in control of a game, and they, you know, probably got no rights to be there, but sometimes football doesn't work like that, and especially on a pitch like this where mistakes can be made when it's been cut up as much as it has with all the rain.
It's a good interception from Manchester United, but they're knocked against Jay McAvoy and out of play. Chidowobi goes. Good sidestep from Craymond to get the ball into midfield. It's well brought down as well, isn't it, by Lee. Mills,
he's got hold of his
very
shirt.
strong. I think both players have got older shirts, and the referee decides that Jack Lee's got hold of more of Albert Mills.
I think his was the first offence, to be honest with you. It's a good piece of defending from Albert Mills, but he did bring that ball down really well, Jack Lee.
Ajayi back to Kokonki. Armour. Kokonki back to Dan Armour.
Good play from Dan Armour.
And Rafe McCormack picks out Jay McAvoy, and now Halafu. On it goes to Mantato. Bendito Mantato arrowing towards the penalty area. Gets it across towards Chidowobi. Pops back out to Halafu. McAvoy. Cormac and McAvoy. What they're trying to do is just pull Oxford United out of the penalty area before they go again. Cross from Mills to Armour. McAvoy having to try and get underneath one that's swirling in the breeze at the Kassam Stadium. That is a big chunk of back heel. Overhit in the end.
That was quite clever, actually, from Callum Doyle. It's just that Masanga wasn't ready for it.
Cross again, Cameron Byrne-Hughes looking for a way forward. Just dinks one over the top, which holds up in the pitch. Gabriel. Manages to get on the end of it, and he's got options. Manchester United in a 4-on-4 situation here. Obi into the penalty area. Gabriel goes for goal over the bar.
Well, they backed off and backed off. And you can understand somebody that's already scored and wants to score goals. He's right in the middle.
Osborne again has gone to ground. Again, I think it's probably a case of the old rising damp.
It is, yeah. Yeah, he's done well actually, because I did have a glance at the clock when he was first holding his toes that you pointed out, and it was like sort of 63, 64 minutes. So I'm not so sure whether that'll happen now.
Going to need some treatment. I think I've just seen the referee calling on the physio. Right calf.
Well, I can assure you, Liam, there is no treatment for cramp.
I think whilst we've got the opportunity, we should probably have a look back at the 3 goals that Manchester United have scored, starting with that towering header from Albert Mills.
Yeah, it's a great header. Great ball, great header.
Yeah, really good delivery from Jimmy Thwaites.
Yeah, such a plus when you've got that.
This from Gabriel to make it 2. Skidding along the surface. Forces the error from the keeper.
Yeah, good power in the shot, but I think it was keeper error.
Lovely wing work from Junior Brown for the 3rd, and an easy finish for Chido Obi.
Yeah, pick of the bunch for me, this one, purely because of the way he slowed his defender down. Junior Brown then sped up and puts a really good ball into the path of Chido Obi that just hung back on the angle, and he swept it home for a really nice goal.
Change coming then for Oxford United. Purcell coming on to replace Woodley Osborne. Bit of a switch around at the back again, potentially for Oxford United here. And I think that's going to bring Callum Palmer-Flynn to his 3rd defensive position of the evening. Right back, centre back, left back. Under pressure from Mantato. Flynn can't keep that in. Warnger very calm with the ball at his feet. Much calmer than we were in the commentary box, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Dinked into the penalty area again. It's going to run all the way out of play. Just a moment where Purcell thought he might be able to get on the end of it. Skids off the surface.
I think there is quite a strong breeze, isn't there, up the backs of these Oxford players when they're facing the United goal, and maybe I was doing them a slight disservice early with the balls that they were playing forward.
Would also explain why the corner for the opening goal from Manchester United held the way that it did. Felt like it was in the air for an eternity. I mean, it's a great block from the referee.
Well, let's give him a chance. He was only 35 yards away. How on earth do you get hit with a ball from that distance? It was almost as if he wanted to get involved.
Late reaction from the man in the middle.
He held his hands up, to be fair to him.
Ball forward by Dan Armour is intercepted. Armour's got some chasing to do here. Hughes goes back out to the left-hand side. Kakonki to Ajayi, and Ajayi's got some space to move into here. Now Ajayi goes on the outside against Payne, into the penalty area, looks to make the challenge, but good tackle from Charlie Craymond, cleared away.
Yeah, he got across, because Archie Payne had a little sort of kick out as well, didn't he? That could have been costly for his team.
He's another player that is deceptively quick. Noah Ajayi. Another change coming for Manchester United. And it's going to be Halafu who makes way. Watson. Yeah, so Halafu off. And Jacob Watson on to replace him. Jacob Watson into his 11th appearance of the season. A lot of those have been from the substitutes bench. Making a habit of coming on and helping Manchester United see games to their conclusion. Successfully, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, no nonsense that time from Cameron Byrne-Hughes. Realised he was being closed down, and he's found Chido-Obi, who does well to get a toe to it. Meanwhile, shot from distance, well wide, and Cameron Byrne-Hughes knew.
Yeah, he did, yeah. He knew better than me, anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to cast a little bit of light behind the curtain here. I've just had to peel Ben off the ceiling.
It was well wide.
Leapt out of his chair.
Yeah.
Obi fights for the header. Gabriel can't get on the end of it, but sandwiched. And then Bendito Mantato makes 2 successful challenges to get the ball away. McCormack back to Watson. Ajayi. As you can see, Watson's gone into left back, and Kokonki playing out wide right now for Manchester United. Gabriel does brilliantly, doesn't he? To pull that out of the sky. And goes down the right to Mantato. Kokonki making a lung buster into Obi in the penalty area. Gets to the byline, pulls it back brilliantly. Swept away. Only as far as Noah Ajayi, I think that was. Oh, sorry, Jay McAvoy that got on the end of it. Brilliant bit of play, though, wasn't it, to get United up the field?
It certainly was. Really good touch to give him the space, Chido-Obi, to put that ball across.
The last 20 minutes of this game have absolutely raced past. Mills loses out here. Purcell.
Great tackle.
That is a thumping challenge that goes in. It's Jay McAvoy that's got all the way back there to make the challenge. Kokonki tries to flick that to Mantato. It doesn't come off. Purcell can't get the ball forward. Mantato slices the ball out to Noah Ajayi. That's good football.
Yeah. Frustrating. Oxford can't get the ball off them, and it's really good game management.
Masinga's just run into the brick wall that is Godwill Kokonki. Tried to knock him off the ball, and it has not worked. I hope he hasn't given this one up. Forces the keeper into a hurried clearance into midfield, which allows United to try and get in behind again. Intercepted by Mantato. It's good work from McCormack. 3,500 inside the stadium as Ajayi strides forward. Still going here, Noah Ajayi up to the edge of the D. Shot comes in. Oh, it's only just wide. It's a brilliant run from the substitute. His right-footed effort trickles past the far post.
Oh, what a shame that the finish didn't quite match the run, because it's brilliant from Noah Ajayi. Lovely the way he skips in between. Then he makes the space and tries to go back across the goalkeeper inside that left-hand post, but doesn't quite get the angle. Well, it's a really good run from the substitute.
Well, absolutely right. It is not very far away either from Noah Ajayi. Into the final 20 seconds then. Jacob Watson just penalised for that tackle. Be a free kick. Into stoppage time we go. Four minutes. We were all waiting with bated breath.
Yeah.
4 minutes for Manchester United to secure their place in the quarter-finals of the FA Youth Cup as Chido Obi finds some space. Maybe Manchester United can seal it here. Gabriel into the penalty area, chops back onto the right foot. Still not cleared by Oxford United. Eventually scrambled away.
Good play from Chido Obi. Really good awareness.
That's good defending as well from United. Darren Fletcher's Young Reds look like they are heading for a quarter-final berth against either Brighton or Sunderland. Game being played early next week. Maybe a chance for Oxford United in the closing stages, but again, it's well defended, isn't it? And that's a lovely touch from Jay McAvoy. It's a good pass too, out to the left-hand side for Noah Ajayi. All of a sudden, Manchester United are on the run again. 4 on 3 maybe. Shot comes in from distance. Good save from the goalkeeper, Harry Jones.
Another one that bounces in front of him. Oh, he got hold of that one that time.
Kakonki and Misinga just having a little bit of a tussle. Misinga coming away from that with a bit of a limp. Obi fighting for it. The flag went up against Chido Obi. The referee is playing advantage. Through the lines it goes.
He's let that go as well.
Yeah, he has, because of this opportunity. There was definitely a bit of a grab from Albert Mills, wasn't there? The referee playing advantage because Pasella got away.
Yeah, good goalkeeping. And that probably saved him a yellow card as well. But it's been a good. I mean, Oxford have made a better fist of the game in the second half. There's no question. But United have been great.
It's good from Ajayi again, and he's up to the edge of the area again. Ajayi into the box, onto his left foot, gets the shot away, finishes things off. Noah Ajayi in stoppage time gives Manchester United a 4-1 lead, and they are through to the quarter-finals of the FA Youth Cup 2026. Oxford United 1, Manchester United 4.
Well, he's been a real handful since his arrival. And he's so direct as well. Archie Payne just can't live with him there. And he just moves the ball, shifts it. Defender can't get anywhere close to him, and he just thrashes it. Difficult to see from our angle where that ball's gone in. But he has been really, really good since his arrival. He's been superb.
You imagine, don't you? You lose Junior Brown from the field of play, and you think maybe you get a bit of brief respite. Not the case. Noah Ajayi's come on and has terrorised that left-hand side.
Well, as I was following on from a performance that I thought was going to finish 3-1 until that brilliant run, they're now starting. Well, we're now starting to see a team that can really challenge for this FA Youth Cup with performances like we've seen this evening.
Hard to argue with that. With 10 seconds of the original 4 left to go, Manchester United, I think, will be looking at the quarter-finals with real optimism, because it's been another good performance, beating everybody in front of them, but the performances, I think, getting better as they go through the
competition. That's what I mean. Yeah, we're starting to see performance levels that you will need to win this competition, and we've seen that this evening.
Oxford United with a final foray into the penalty area. Going to go out for a corner. Referee is going to allow that corner to be taken as well. Well, we're 30 seconds over the 4 minutes added on. The referee doesn't have to allow the corner to be taken.
He
chooses to do so.
going to give Oxford United one last opportunity to put the ball into the box, but as soon as it is, that'll be over.
United looking to get it away, and they do, and the referee does bring the game to its conclusion, and Manchester United through to the quarter-finals of the FA Youth Cup. 4 really good goals from Darren Fletcher's side, and a well-deserved victory at the Kassam Stadium. Albert Mills with the opening goal, Gabriel made it 2, Chido Obi with the 3rd, and the substitute Noah Ajayi in stoppage time at the end of the game to make the full-time scoreline Oxford United 1, Manchester United 4. Ben, a really good performance from Darren Fletcher's side. They'll be really, really impressed, won't they?
In difficult conditions, they made, for the most part, it looked very, very easy. It's a comprehensive victory with some really good goals and some really good football played in it as well. And performance levels that, you want to see going forward to give them the opportunity to go and try and win this competition again.
Certainly the